Let's see what's going on with you for the month of February. This is going to be an 8 card spread. We're going to pull some clarifiers as well, and we're going to do some oracle cards towards the end for the advice. But any information that you may be looking for to book a personal reading with me, to follow me on my other social medias, will be listed in the description. So just check there. All right, so first card we have, representing the theme for the month, we have the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords talks about a new belief system coming into play, new ideas, a new perspective. Also, there could be some sort of strained communication between you and someone, like you guys talk here and there, but maybe it's not consistent enough. In this time of maybe having like this sparse communication, this is giving you an opportunity to kind of like just think, sit back, and have a new perspective on things. Clarifying it, I do have the Seven of Wands. So the Seven of Wands does talk about like defending what you've already built for yourself, or essentially protecting or creating boundaries for yourself as a whole. So this month, it's going to be a big thing around boundaries, you being resilient regardless of what you've been through past tense, and showing up to fight a good fight, essentially, okay? Okay, also if you've been struggling with maybe going after new ideas or doing the things that you've always dreamed of, this is going to be a month of tackling whatever those fears may be that's making you, scared maybe, or fearful when it comes to taking certain risks. So let's keep going. Let's look at career and finance. Career and finance for my Tauruses. Okay, so we have the Sun card. We also have the Death card. So for a lot of you, there's going to be epiphanies, realizations around your career in terms of like what you want to be doing long term. If you're not essentially like in the direction of what you want to be doing career wise, like say you're working at a job that isn't like nearly what you aim to be doing long term, or maybe your goals could be shifting too. And in your goal shifting, or you may be finding yourself interested in new things, you could be finding that there's more space for you to like grow, evolve. It's finding, or focusing, I should say, not finding, focusing on the joy that comes with you going down a new path. Even though it's scary, even though change itself is scary, when you're learning something new, when you're stepping into a new phase, especially in terms of your career, this is just giving you more opportunity to evolve and grow. So it's not something that you should be, fearful of or worried about. So this month is about adjusting to either going after a new career path that's more in alignment with what makes you happy and not just a way to make money. Maybe it is a way for you to make big money and also in alignment with what you enjoy. But also, in general, I think that there's personal epiphanies that you're having around either some adjustments that need to be made around money, around a business. Okay. What's the energy around love for my Tauruses for February? So we have the Crown of Swords, and we also have the Six of Pentacles. So communication is going to be a big thing around your connections this month. Any connection that you have, whether it's a committed one, someone where you're trying to eventually get into more of a serious relationship, it's important that you guys are focusing on the communication and the basis in which you guys are communicating from. When I say that, are you guys communicating from, and also your person, are you guys communicating from a place of what they've previously done and making your decisions, or basing your facts off of previous events instead of focusing on the present moment? That's something that's really going to have to happen for my Tauruses who have been in a relationship with someone where things have not worked out in terms of, you guys communicating the best, or maybe you question your person's honesty sometimes. There's a need for you guys, especially if you want the relationship to work, to reestablish like a new way of like getting through to each other. It's one thing to communicate, it's another thing to understand. And to also be sympathetic, or I won't say empathetic, I mean sympathetic. I would say more so empathetic. I also see for my single Tauruses, there could be somebody who's trying to like approach you, pursue you. This could be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio individual. This person could be really interested in you, but they could do this thing where they show the interest and back away, show the interest back away. And it could be because of many different reasons. For some of you, it's their own personal fear to open up. And they do this thing of like teeter-tottering the fence because they have a really, really hard time when it comes to trusting themselves by giving themselves up in that way. For others of you, this is somebody who teeter-totters on the fence of how they show their feelings because of the fact that they don't really know how you feel. They could be waiting for certain confirmations, especially if this is a newer one, like I said, a newer connection. They could be wondering like how you feel and whether or not you're truly interested, especially if they get kind of like mixed vibes from you. I also see you guys cutting off anybody who has been extremely, what's the word I want to use? Like just disconnected. It almost feels like you gotta pull teeth with them to get them to do anything, like to text you back or to make plans and follow through. It's starting to really get under your skin, and you're gonna be cutting anybody off who does this. Now, what's the advice for my Taurus for February? We have the Wheel of Fortune, clarifying that we have the Four of Swords. So the advice is to get adequate sleep. For my Tauruses who don't get enough sleep or you just overwork yourself to a point of burnout, you do need to have like a good basis of having like a balanced schedule, especially for like my entrepreneurs or my people who work from home. For others of you with the Wheel of Fortune, this is about allowing the cards to fall as they may, no pun intended, okay? Allow things to play out in your situation during the month of February the way that it's meant to. The Wheel of Fortune, it is a positive card in terms of things changing in your favor. So understand, irregardless of what's happening around you, things are changing for the better or for your highest good. It's a matter of sitting back, reflecting in the midst of maybe not understanding everything that's going on. You sitting back and taking a moment to take stock of what's happening in the present moment will give you more of an understanding of what you're being called to do. Now, what is the possible challenge you may run into? So we have the Eight of Wands, clarifying that we have the Queen of Wands. So this could be specifically someone who could be an Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. It doesn't have to be that zodiac sign at all. This could just be somebody who is very domineering. This could be like a boss who goes a little bit too far with micromanaging and just doing the most. This could be an overbearing roommate. Like this could be anyone, but someone could be like really aggressive, or I would say even a little bit angry towards you during this time frame, and they could be like really trying to show you that anger. It's a matter of how you kind of respond back to it, though. That's going to be important. Also, when it comes to any like relocation that you could be doing, I think the process itself could just be a little bit annoying. There could be like little mix-ups, so make sure that you're crossing your T's, dotting your I's when it comes to like any moving logistics that you may have to, you know, get sorted out. Okay. Also, you could have an ex that's really having a hard time moving on from you, or you're having a hard time moving on from them. But it could be like one of these situations where you're trying to just focus on you and maybe they're reaching out constantly. Or it could be a scenario where, like I said, there could be certain issues within your relationship that could be resolved, or it could be resolved sooner, but it's a lot of ego. Now, what are you unaware of for this month, Taurus? We have the High Priestess and the Ten of Pentacles. So what you're unaware of, your intuition could be telling you exactly what you should be doing. Also, there could be certain family members that are just kind of keeping information from you. So if anybody like recently passed and there's like some information around the will or something like that, make sure that you're talking to certain family members who you know you could trust to get you the proper information on that. There could also be a family member that's just not really telling you what's going on with them, and they could be needing support in some way, like emotional support, financial. There's a family member that you don't talk to as well that could really want to reach out to you during this month to talk to you and give you some sort of information, but they don't know how that conversation will go, especially if the last time you guys talked, it was really, really tense. Now, what do you need to avoid this month, Taurus? We have the 10 of Wands and the Strength card. So overwhelming yourself by putting too much on your plate in terms of work, just stressing yourself out about things that may not even be a problem necessarily, or overthinking things to a point to where it's just energetically dragging you down. So whenever you start to feel that way, pull yourself out of it, go outside, disconnect from social media if that's what you gotta do. Okay, also with the Strength card, this is, again, giving into some sort of ego battle with a co-worker, your partner, a family member. This is making sure that you're keeping your ego in check, because someone else's ego could be flaring up. And if you respond or give into that with exchanging that same energy, it just creates this headbutting situation, especially if there's a relationship that you want to keep in your life. You want to be very mindful of that. Okay, what is the advice? I mean, not the advice, excuse me. What is the outcome for the month of February for Taurus? We have the Queen of Wands and the Six of Swords. So by the end of this month, you're going to be very confident in terms of how you're showing up in terms of your personal look. Some of you could be switching up like your aesthetic, either your hair color, or you could be like, I don't know, some of you guys could be doing some shopping for some new clothes, or there's something that you could be doing a little bit different here. This could also be just your routine as a whole. You could be switching up things, and in you doing that, you could be feeling a lot more like energetically balanced, grounded. With the Six of Swords, this does talk about like moving to a better mental space. So you could be feeling a lot more at ease by the end of this month, especially when it comes to certain worries or certain things that you were struggling with wrapping your head around. By the end of this month, you'll be in a better space in terms of how you see it, which is really good. A lot of you also could be getting adjusted to some sort of relocation, some sort of move. Okay, you could also start to notice that there's been certain opportunities that you've always wanted to like manifest, but maybe you haven't been able to actually take action on it. Like plans that you've written down or you've wanted to manifest for some time now, and it's been a matter of maybe being distracted that's been keeping you from focusing. So that could be something you're really trying to work on by the end of this month as well. Okay, so what is the advice for my Taurus that they need to hear for February? So we have rainbow, which represents hope. So of course, stay in positive, or I won't say stay in positive energy, but remain in this energy of being hopeful, because hope and being positive are two different things. Being positive is just only choosing to see the positive. Being hopeful is choosing not to go into this energy of assuming the worst case scenario and then acting from that point of view. So the advice is to make decisions from a place of believing. Believing that you're capable of changing your situation, believing that you're capable of showing up and showing out and manifesting in showing up as well. What is another piece of advice for my Taurus for February? Hold the space. So this is needing to make sure that you actually have the space to receive the things that you want. And how do you make the space? Get rid of the old. Get rid of what doesn't serve you so that you can have the space for exactly what you do want. Okay. Also, this is making sure that you're being open-minded. A lot of you have the space for exactly what you desire. Okay. Genuine love, balance within your spiritual self, or just getting to a place of balance around like finances as well. There may be a need for you to just kind of open up, though. There's no need for you to be closed off is the message with this card. And the last one we have we have magic prayer. So this month, set your intentions with your spiritual team, with God, by taking the time out to pray. Praying is like talking to your higher self, talking to God directly. So if you want your prayers to be answered or to be heard, and for your intentions to just be clear for you and also your spiritual team, God, there's a need for you to kind of speak those manifestations over you. So over this month, you really want to spend some time doing this as well. But this is what I see. I hope that this was helpful. I hope that you have an awesome month, and I will talk to my Taurus in the next one.